Shifters. I wanted to talk to you about footwork in Taiji Chuan. There are really important things to know about bow stance. So let's take a look at our feet. Well, you'll be looking at my feet, so I apologize for that, but it's a learning experience. All right, I am going to align my feet in a bow stance. Now, my bow stance, I sort of like a heel-to-heel bow stance, but a lot of people that's uncomfortable in their hips. So I'm going to show you a little bit of a wider stance, so notice how there's space between my feet. If I turn 180 degrees like we do in Guangping Yang, if I sink back and turn my toes in, sink back and rotate my other toes, I'm in a really uncomfortable cross-step position. Notice how this front heel is beyond my toes of my back foot. That is not a stable position to be in. So, but it's fine to start off with a little bit of a wider stance. What you have to do is modify. You rotate the foot in and lift the other foot and place it in its position where it's comfortable for you. There's an opposite posture too. A lot of people get into a problem where, they've stepped way too narrow. Notice how my heel aligns with the arch of the back foot. Well, if I sink back and rotate my toes in to turn 180 degrees, it's like, oh, magically, voila, I have a little more space between my heels. So cross-step can be kind of resolved when you turn around, but you don't want to get into that position. It's just a little precarious. Now, if we have heel-to-heel bow stance, or some people call L stance or T stance, and we sink back, rotate, sink, rotate, voila, we are magically aligned heel to heel. And that's kind of what you're looking for, but if you're working on balance, this sometimes can feel a little too close, and you may want to widen that stance. Just remember, if you're in a Taiji, if you're practicing Taiji and you have to go 180 degrees, sink back, get your stability, and place the foot down. Here's what I'd like you to try, though, is just to stand in a bow stance. So front foot, toes facing forward, back foot either at a 90-degree angle or 45. I prefer 45, so that's where I am. So in this, just kind of feel it for yourself. Like, do I feel wobbly right now? Do I feel like this is a good, stable position? These are the things to notice in your own body so that you make your Taiji yours and not forcing your body into some uncomfortable position, some uncomfortable form that is not yours. So kind of feel that. And then take a couple moments, make it a little bit of a wider stance, and feel that. And notice, do I feel like I can really root here? Not just physically feeling my feet on the ground, but like I got a connection here. I got a little more power. And I have to say that I do feel that. I do feel a little more power in a little bit of a wider stance. And then, for the last piece, try a really narrow stance, which is, kind of frowned on in Tai Chi, but do it anyway, just so you know. I mean, it's just, we're playing here. And really notice whether you feel stable in this position and solid, or if you can sense that subtle difference between a wider stance and a regular bow stance. And just feel that. And you know what? I want you to take this even deeper, because Taiji is meant to be lived. It's not meant to be, I'm going to go out and do. We're practicing being in the form and listening to our bodies and creating that proprioception that is so important as we age. And notice, what kind of emotions do I feel? Like I'm teetering here. Maybe that makes you're noticing a little fear or a little trepidation. Maybe not full-blown fear, but maybe. And just kind of notice, taking a little bit of a wider stance, what that does to the inside of you. Does it make you feel like, you know what? I could really push. I really feel physically my strength here. And maybe I just feel a little stronger in my day. Maybe it translates into feeling a little more stable in some of the things that I have to do in my day-to-day life. These are important. This is where I talk about Taiji is lived. It's part of a life. It's not, something you do. It's just life. So play around with your bow stance. Get to know your bow stance. Be your bow stance. Sorry, that was really corny, but I just had to do it. All right, until next time, happy practicing.